Welcome to Civilization Design for Mars. This time we look critically at murder on Mars. I'm designing a legal and ethical framework for a civilization on our alternate planet as we become multi-planetary. This channel documents controversial and notable topics encountered along the way. All policies discussed are intended for Mars, not Earth. Today, murder on Mars. Why is murder wrong? Has anyone been murdered in space? Is murder wrong on Mars? Does our relationship to Mars change how we establish right and wrong? We look at these and other issues in this introduction to Murder on Mars, Part 1. Death in Space. Of the 639 people who have been to space to date according to the U.S. Air Force definition, a total of 19 people have died in spaceflight. There is no known case of murder in space to date. Murder, Earth, and Mars. The definition of murder in Earth legal systems is the unlawful premeditated killing of one human by another. Mars currently has no humans on it, meaning no one can murder or be murdered on the planet. Mars will remain murderless as long as no human unlawfully and premeditatedly kills another human there. Mars could even remain free of homicide if no one kills anyone, even if lawfully. Space crime. Until now, very few crimes have taken place in space. No violent crimes have taken place in space to this point. In a practical example that tells us something about violence in space, it is notable there are no weapons on the International Space Station. There are procedures in place for the case that an astronaut exhibits suicidal or psychotic behaviors which endanger themselves and/or others. In that case, NASA protocol states astronauts can use force to restrain and tranquilize the astronaut in question whilst decisions are taken whether to abort the mission or not. However, the use of a gun, for example to hinder someone from performing harmful actions, is not practical in space due to the harm a bullet could cause to a spacecraft and therefore crew. Why is murder wrong on Earth? In some legal systems, murder is seen as inherently wrong, which therefore requires no further explanation. Beyond this, there is no one answer to why we believe murder is wrong. There are a number of attempts to justify the wrongness of murder according to different schools of philosophy and ethics seen from the point of view of society, the person being murdered, their present rights, their future rights, as well as from the point of view of the murderer, or a combination of these. Is murder in space illegal? Murder in space is as illegal as it is on Earth. When people commit crimes in space, they are currently liable under their Earth nation's legal system. As long as the human is born on Earth within an Earth nationality, on their return to Earth, they can be charged. If you are from a planet that doesn't have the same definition of murder, for example a human born on Mars before Mars has a fully formed legal system, it is arguable that the act of killing another, which would otherwise be deemed murder, is not chargeable as such under any system of law. Why is murder wrong on Mars? In addition to the ethical, philosophical, and legal explanations for murder being wrong on Earth, there could be another source of reasoning why murder is wrong on Mars. This relates to our differing human relationship with Earth and Mars respectively. According to the prevailing scientific view, humans did not choose to live on Earth. Humans grew on Earth becoming the creatures we know today. If this is the case, seen in one light, we have an ethically neutral relationship with Earth as a planet. We are simply here, we did not choose Earth. In the mission to colonize Mars, we are choosing Mars. A stated reason for choosing to go to Mars is to allow human life to flourish on Mars as a backup of humanity elsewhere in space. Given the reason for our move to Mars is to enable human life to flourish there, does this impact the ethical and moral reasoning underpinning murder? Is murder more wrong on Mars than on Earth? It is possible that our differing historical relationship with Earth and Mars, combined with the reasons for going there, has ethical relevance for how we reason, and our justifications for right and wrong in cases such as murder. Next time we look at Part 2 of Murder on Mars. That's all for this episode. Please subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments and thanks for listening to Civilization Design for Mars.